27. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
This time Wilson will throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Wilson. Got an open man, it's Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He gets this one to Johnson.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run from the shotgun with Washington. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Hey, watch it. He's checking. Crash. Pick the edge. Hey. Rush well.
Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Yeah, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Hey, Delta. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler 1st.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
First carry for James Conner. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Jamison. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Washington gets it going right. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
No doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. Come get some. He don't want it.
On the toss play, this is Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll throw now on the final play. Going up top. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Come on, set. 10 logo. Hey, 2. Go, go, go. Hey, one set. Check right, 54. Look, squeeze.
Now a give, right side. Jamison. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
This is fielded at the 27. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They run with Washington. About 3 yards there to the 27. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. This is caught. Watkins. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Sammy Watkins. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Josh Lambo now for the point after. It's right through, and we are now tied at 13. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Bravo! 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Man, that's trash. That's trash. He's coming. Double up.
36 power.
He's coming. Double up. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep. Let's watch. Right. Check.
Now it's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Alert, alert, alert.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Coming.
There.
Check.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Right back to Washington. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and they will take a 7-point lead. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL,
It got his man complete. 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle, and that will tie things at 20 all. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Past the 20. And it's a Seattle Seahawks touchdown. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, Haywood.
2nd and 3. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 69 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. No problem there on the extra point. And we are tied at 27 all. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball,
leader, right?
to make a big play. Yeah. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. He'll find Metcalf. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
Mike. Check. Watch 14. I got one. Check the backer.
On second down now. It's Washington, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Check 26. Go. Got it. I'll go special. Good tight.
Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range. Gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. Nickel Roby-Coleman up to make the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check the hot read. Check nickel.
Check 52. He's coming. We got something. Go.
2nd and 6. He'll buy some time right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, complete. It's Johnson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. On 1st down, Washington. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up in.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late.
Look at me. Go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
22. Yeah, let's get set.
Hey, Steve 6.
You better bring.
Rock it.
Alert flare.
Now.
The setup to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ready, go.
22. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. Nothing open downfield, they went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
General West. Hey, Foxtrot.
He's back to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, wahoo!
Back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult.
Hey, Orbit. Five. Ready.
Mike 5. Ready.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And it is caught. They got the 2 points, and with it, they've taken the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Mike 5-4. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep.
Alert.
Check safety, check.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with 4 seconds remaining. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
One left.
Hey, 1-3.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Seahawks, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.